Good morning. It's Monday, and it's time to go to work again. It's also time to talk Mage. Although, today's video is going to be very much a tale of two parts. I am going to start out with my predictions for tonight's game, as I normally do, but then I also want to call back to my D&D and talk a little bit about this week's Critical Role. Now, I'm going to start out with my predictions before I get into that. What do I think is going to happen in tonight's Mage game? Well, let's see. We ended the last game with the group confronting the director about all of the oddities that had been going on, hoping that he would be able to help them sort things out. Instead, he turned miniguns on them. And the game ended with 2/3 of our group diving through a portal into the digital web, while the other third of our group are standing outside the door facing off against 20 plus men in black. Two of the members who dove into the digital web, by the way, heavily injured by minigun fire. So that's where we left off. Where are we going to pick up? Well, they just dove blindly into the digital web. It was literally a oh shit moment, and opened a portal, where's it go? The web, off. This is kind of like banging 20 random letters into Google, hitting search, and seeing what comes back. They have no idea where they're about to end up, and I'm going to have some fun with that. I'm going to have them end up in a few places that will be entertaining, challenging, maybe not overall that important to the overarching story of things, but it will be an interesting session. Meanwhile, we've got the two of them that won't be participating in any of that interestingness because, well, they're probably about to get arrested by the men in black. Bloody bicycle idiots in the road. Apologies. I have issues with people riding bikes in the road and being in the way of actual road traffic. But I'm not going to rant about that today because I could have an entire channel about that. And there's not this channel. It's not. Yeah, so two of them are going to get arrested. They'll probably get interrogated. This is assuming they don't get themselves killed. I mean, if they decide to fight, that could happen. So hopefully they let themselves get arrested. Then they can figure out what to do from there. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen in tonight's game. Fun times. Now, I want to talk about Critical Role. This week's episode, while not the last episode, they have said they're doing another one, was without a doubt the finale. The culmination of events. And wow, I mean, it was it was pretty mind-blowing. Matt Koval has done a amazing video talking about kind of the moment where everything changed, the point where a choice had to be made, and plans had to be sacrificed, and the emotion that played out at that table, and that so many people didn't even see. I saw some of it in the moment, bits of it here and there. I realized that Sam had been saving that spell for something, but I didn't put two and two together and realize until what played out afterwards, why he had been saving it and what it cost him to stop Vecna. And I think that's the amazing thing about Critical Role, is that yes, they are trained voice actors, yes, they know how to create drama, but the emotions, the friendships that exist at that table, they're real in a way that I don't think many of us ever get in our games. And the emotion that they invest into the game and that they bring to the table makes moments so much more poignant than they otherwise might be. And I just have to say it was amazing. You know? I'm assuming that no one from Critical Role actually watches my channel, but if any of them ever do, well done. It's just something that I think so many of us dream of, to have a game with those kind of emotional attachments, those kinds of stakes. It's a little strange talking about stakes because I tend to play very high-power games. I tend to run hugely powerful games. Power scale, I'm sure I run a lot higher power games than what Critical Role is. I mean, there's debate on whether or not that's a good thing. Fine, I understand that. But I don't think there's any argument that numerically the stakes, say in the last D&D game that I ran, should have been much higher. I mean, yes, they were fighting to save the world, but I had a group of spelljammers out there that were talking about preventing the conquering of all of the worlds, all of the spheres. You know, mathematically that's so much bigger, but although the stakes felt high in my game, I don't think they ever felt as high as they did at that table watching Critical Role. Some of that is they are trained actors, yes. Some of that is the way Matt Mercer runs the game. But some of it is that emotional investment that they have as players. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's a game that I think very few of us will ever have. I think that very few of us will ever have that game at our table. But it's a wonderful game to get to see. And I think that's what makes them special, is that they are so invested in the moment that they make you invested in the moment. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on about it any longer than I already have. I'm not going to talk in depth about what happened. I highly recommend you watch it, and then you watch Matt Koval's video about it, then you get ready to see what comes next on it. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Anyway, like, subscribe, have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow to tell you if my predictions were right.